On this particular morning, Marco and I set out on a paddleboard adventure looking for oysters. Marco is well versed and extremely experienced in these types of adventures, so he knew exactly where we needed to go. But he wanted to kind of keep it a little bit low key, as not to spoil the spot. So we started early. The ocean was quite calm and beautiful, and it felt like we were the only ones there. We were pretty stoked, full of energy, and feeling great because Marco and I feel very, very much in our element in adventures like this. So as soon as we found a spot, we noticed that the water was quite a bit murky. So we did our research. Marco got on his phone, checked some charts online, and we actually even called some local sources to make sure that there was no red tide or anything like that. So after we had the green light, we hopped in, and to my surprise, the oysters were literally beneath our feet. I was so shocked to see how many oysters there were in that one little area. There had to be thousands. So we literally had to just bend over, pick some up, and put them on our paddleboards. Of course, a lot of them were stuck to rocks, so with little work, they came loose. Of course, we had to try some oysters right on the spot. It doesn't get much fresher than that. The first few were a bit salty and had some shell fragments in it, but I quickly learned how to open it more delicately so that to avoid the shell fragments and the salt water going in. I was super stoked to see that Marco brought his professional grade camera to the trip. I love photography as well, so I was stoked to see him being so enthusiastic about photography. We spent quite a while just chatting and eating these amazing oysters, and I really gotta give it to Marco and thank him for bringing me in this amazing and one-of-a-lifetime adventure. For me anyway, it was one of a lifetime unless I continue to pursue it. But Marco does this on a weekly basis, and it's just amazing. He really uses everything he's got in his surroundings and has such a unique and high quality of life just by pursuing what he really loves. This place was amazing. Super quiet, nobody around, just us and nature. After a while standing and shucking oysters, I decided to go for a quick dive before we started paddling back. And as per usual, the first few meters of a dive is usually a little bit murky, and then it clears up quite a bit. And this is exactly what I had found in this spot. It was extremely clear, and there was absolutely no movement in the water. Found a little jellyfish floating around, and then we started to head back. Both of us with a huge smile on our face, and we called it a day. A very successful day. So that was our trip, our adventure for oysters. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll stick around for the next one.